There's a little church that we have in Okinawa. It's outside the back gate of Camp Foster, if you've ever been in the military and been to Okinawa. It's been there since about the year 1984. The guy was in the Marine Corps. There's mental illness in his family. He's dyslexic. He thought that meant that he was mentally ill. He can't read right. And so he goes to take the test for the Marine Corps. He gets a buddy to take the test, and they put each other's names on the test. And of course, the buddy passed, my friend failed, but the buddy had my friend's name on it, so my friend got in the Marine Corps. Later on, after he became a believer, he went and confessed to them. He was a stellar Marine. They forgave him very quickly. But he ends up in our church in Hawaii. He found the Lord through a suicide attempt in Okinawa, very depressed. Got involved in a church there, a very small church, did really well. Was a gunny sergeant by the time he got to us in Hawaii. Ran our children's church for about 3 years. A miracle happened. We prayed. Hawaii is considered overseas duty in the Marine Corps, so is Okinawa. He comes from Okinawa, where he's married a woman there, to our church, which is now another overseas duty station, back to Okinawa, which is an overseas duty station, and he'll muster out after his career in Okinawa, which they don't usually let you do. They put you somewhere close to where you started. He grew up in Boston. The Marines would have put him somewhere on the East Coast. We prayed. He got to go there. He planted a church while he's still in the Marine Corps. He got caught one day talking on the phone by his superior officer, doing a church call on the phone. And the guy stands there and scowls at him until he gets off the phone, and then, demands, was that a church phone call? And he admits it. And a guy gets a big scowl on his face and says, look, there's a problem here. And the problem is, I want to see your business card. He hands him his little church business card, and the guy goes, that phone number belongs on this card. You're doing a lot of good to guys in the Marines. And man, here we got a bivocational pastor off to the races, but very outward in his thinking. This little church will grow to 80 people when it swells up. And then there's a difference in deployment. A lot of people move away. Sometimes it shrinks back to 20 people. It's got a Japanese language congregation. It stays pretty stagnant at about 20, but the Caucasian congregation is up and down, up and down, up and down. These people have started 8 churches. They're in the East Coast of the United States. They're in Thailand, they're in the Philippines, they're all over Okinawa, and they're in mainland Japan. A church of 80 people. Now, what's happened? Well, he discovered that as guys retire out of the military, and he's got Air Force guys, he's got Marine guys, he's got Navy people. As they retire out of the military, they make really good church planters, and he trains them how to do that inside of his church. So here's a tiny church with an outward focus. It's got an immense network going for its size. Pretty exciting.